Hey everyone, it's Abby Glassenberg. I'm the president and co-founder of Craft Industry Alliance, and I am here every Wednesday to talk with you and also to talk with one of our incredible members. So our organization is made up of 1,700 craft business owners, and they are just awesome people, all of them. They all have these incredible businesses where they make and sell awesome things. And so every week on Wednesdays around 1:30, sometimes it's in the evening, usually it's around 1:30, I hop on here on IGTV Live and I talk to one of our makers, one of our members for our member spotlight. So today, in just a few minutes, we're going to be joined by Malka Dubrawsky from Stitch and Dye. If you haven't ever seen her work, she is a quilter. She also patterns and dyes fabric, and she just makes incredible work that I love. She's been a guest on our podcast, which you can go check out. That episode was a little while ago, and I've met Malka in person. We have hung out a little bit together. And I am super excited to have her join us. So she should be here in just a few seconds. And I hope you will enjoy hearing a little bit about her. Hi, Malka.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, it's so nice to see you.
I thought about you this morning, Abby. I know we both run this morning. I thought about
you. I do run.
Yeah.
Yes. Were you running?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So,
good. How many miles did you do?
I did 7 this morning. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. I was working out this morning too, and I will say my legs are kind of sore. So I'm lucky that I'm standing up. That's all I'm going to say. But it's great to see you, and I see your beautiful rainbow quilt in the background. And I'd love for you to just kind of tell our audience just a little bit about what Stitch and Dye is and kind of what it is that you do every day for your business, because I think it's super special and unique and maybe something that not everybody's really understood. So tell us a little about it.
Sure. So I have probably been doing this kind of iteration of it for about 10 plus years, maybe more than that. I had a book come out in 2010, then one in 2009. So yeah, it started off, I did a lot of dyeing. I mean, it's always started off with the dyeing fabric. And then from there, I designed patterns and quilts for other people's books and magazines, wrote a couple books of my own, one focused on the dye process. So it's really always been about that kind of dye work. And so I usually spend part of my day, every single day, dyeing fabric. And it's not just making solids. A lot of it has to do with making patterns of different sorts. And I've designed for fabric companies. But I really feel like a lot of my ideas come straight from where I'm making fabric. And then I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do with it. And that's how I feel like ideas kind of evolve for me, is from starting with the fabric and then it kind of expands out. And yeah, that always kind of informs what I want to make and how I want to make it.
Okay. So you really see yourself as somebody who dyes and patterns fabric. And that's where like the genesis of quilt ideas and project ideas and book ideas and pattern ideas, all kind of teaching ideas, all kind of come from.
If you'd asked me this question like 5 years ago, I would have never answered it like that. But that, when I think about day in, day out, what I do and where I go when I feel a little kind of stuck, what am I going to do? I go and, play around with some patterning ideas in my dye studio, and then is when it seems to kind of make its way clear.
Okay. And where is your dye studio? Is that in your house?
It is all the way downstairs in my garage. Some people might call it a garage. It holds there's no room for any cars in there. So, cars are meant to be on the street.
And what does the setup in there look like? Like if we were to see it, what's in there?
It's it's actually not that sparse, because some people in this house think they're really allowed to store stuff in there, but not this person. Every time like the littlest thing comes in, I'm like, you're going to keep that in the garage? It's, there's a couple really big tables in there. There's also a separate table that I do a lot of wax resist. So I have my wax there. I have a mop sink in there. So I can rinse things out. And I even do some of my kind of, if I'm doing yardage, I'll dye it in my mop sink because it obviously has a stopper. I have a lot of shelves, a lot of not really bookshelves, they're like shelves with baskets in them. And I have everything from all my dye tools, my powders, I mean, literally a wall of shelves of materials, all the fabric. When the fabric comes in, I buy it in bolts and it comes in and I cut it down and I put it on the shelves. I usually cut it down to 1 yard pieces, but I dye more than just cotton. I dye linen, I dye rayon. So I have, all this. I'd love to say it's really well organized, but it's organized enough, and
Okay.
yeah, and lots of buckets. I do some of it in buckets and some of it in dye baths. And then I also do direct dye, which means I apply the dye directly to the fabric, like on basically I paint it on. And so I try to kind of time that right so that I can do that. And then I can kind of set that aside and then pull out all the buckets and I can make a whole bunch of dye baths.
Okay,
So,
right. So do you have multiple dye baths going at the same time,
oh
like
yeah.
things in process? And so you're like kind of checking on things and timing things?
The way I usually do it is like, especially I've been making a lot of gradient fabrics, so
Right, I saw that
same,
on your Instagram
yeah,
feed where you
same
have like
color, but yeah,
blues or
different values.
purples and gradients. Yeah.
Right. So I'll make all, I usually make them 6 at a time. So I'll make a 6, gradient of blues and lay them all out and fill up those buckets, make the dyes, put the fabric in, make another 6 of a different color. And that all can sit on the same table together. Some of it sometimes goes on the floor. And then I usually let those sit for a little while, and kind of at the end of the day, I'll set all those dye baths, which means I add soda ash, and now the kind of actual work of dyeing has started. And then there's the humidity level in the room when all those dye baths are going is just amazing. And I live in Texas, it's already humid enough. But then in the morning, I'll come and kind of empty all those dye baths and start washing out fabrics. Try to wash them out by how dark they are. Some fabrics I won't wash with other fabrics, even though I have detergent that's kind of geared toward washing fabrics. So yeah, then I'll spend a fair amount of time washing the fabrics, ironing the fabrics. So
And do
that
you
that's
use a washing machine or how are you washing these?
So the fabrics I do use my washing machine, and yeah, that's how I wash them. I don't wash them with anything else, not when they're just like dyed fabric. If I have something that I've patterned and I've probably had to rinse it out quite a bit to take the pattern, like I'll use a wax, soy wax, and that has to be rinsed out. Then I will, just because of who I am, I will wash it with like I'll wash my clothes with the fabrics that I then send out to customers, So
Uh-huh.
yeah, why not? So,
Right. Okay. Because you
yeah.
just want to make, it's got to be right.
Well, yeah, I want it to be water efficient,
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Right. Exactly. Okay. And then there's a lot of ironing. And so you sell in your shop yardage so people can buy this fabric and then take it home, make whatever they want from it.
Right, right.
Quilts, or as you said, you sell rayon so you can make clothing from it, or
Yeah, I haven't started. I've been dyeing linen and rayon for my own use for a long time, but yeah, I'm looking to start selling that to folks who are more garment makers. And I probably can't, because of the size of the baths that I have, say dye more than 2 yards continuous at a time, but certainly I can make as much as I want. So
right. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Right. And then you also dye fabrics that you end up using for your
Oh
own
yeah.
quilt making.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not really good. I really understand that you're supposed to separate the inventory you're going to sell from the inventory you're going to use. But if I want to make something, I just like look over there and
Totally.
I'm like, I'm gonna need that, So
Right, exactly. And have you, I know you teach, and have you gotten into online teaching during the
oh
pandemic?
yeah, yeah. So one of I guess it was an advantage is, like I have a little side job where I do like private teaching to not, it has something to do with dyeing. I teach a language, and so I already had some experience teaching on Zoom because I was to children, and we went to Zoom back in March. And so by the time I decided, which wasn't that much longer, maybe a month or so later, I said, hey, we could do this virtually, we've been doing it virtually. So yes, I taught all through the summer. I taught classes, both sewing classes, and now I'm actually even teaching dye classes, which I'm super excited about. I really struggled to figure out how I would translate teaching a dye class where a lot of the materials, when the student comes to the class, I provide those materials, and it makes
Right.
sense. I will provide the dye baths, I will provide the materials to, pattern onto the fabric, that kind of thing. And so what I came to doing was to create kind of first of all, I simplified the process as much as possible so that the materials that the students had to go get themselves were things they could get at the grocery store, or things that they might have lying around their house. Nothing too difficult. And what I did is, in conjunction with those, I would sell kits of the materials that would be difficult to source or that I could source from my dye house, and I buy them on a bulk level. And so, the price is obviously different. And so I've done at least 3 classes. It was called Tonal, or it's called Tonal, where just basic kind of applying color to fabric in a direct dye method, which means applying it via a brush rather than, say, a vat dye. And in mid-November, November 24th, I guess it's almost the end of November 17th, I'm teaching a design and dye class, which is going to be the first time I've taught like a patterning class plus dye. I create videos. So my whole Zoom class exists in a kind of slide presentation, like a PowerPoint. But inserted in those are all the videos of things that I would normally demo if we were all gathered in the same room together. But I play the video, and then I store those videos on my YouTube channel. And so if somebody says, oh, I don't remember how to do this, well, just go over to the YouTube channel and you can refresh your memory. So,
Right. So it's almost a mix of asynchronous and synchronous classes. So you can
yeah,
kind of see both and get
yeah,
access to both with you.
yeah, yeah.
That's super cool. I love how the quilting community has really pivoted to doing these Zoom classes, and I think it's really worked very well. So
I do too. I really do. And I look around at what other people are offering, and some people do it kind of as a true kind of workshop where they're working at the same time, or it's all done together. Maybe they're demoing at the same time. And some people, I think other people probably do it the way I do it as well. But yeah, I think it's been great.
it's worked really well. So do you have some things around you that you can kind of show us?
Sure. So,
Awesome.
well, first off, I have the little kind of samples. Oh, I should hold it up. I have the little samples that I've been making for my design and dye class. So I want to start off with some things that are super simple. So in the class, I'm asking the students to either access, or I will send them 3 different kind of colors, because I want them to get a chance to kind of mix colors too, or to see how colors lay against each other. But I wanted to start with something as simple as different things you can do just with a brush, So the simplest of tunes, the simplest of items, something that you can just access anywhere. And so I'll work on the samples for a while, and like I said, I'll catalog all that into a presentation. I'll make videos on how to do that. And then I have some patterns that I've created recently. It's hard to decide how high to hold these things.
No, that's perfect.
I'll do it from here. Patterns that I've created recently. So again, this is all wax resist.
Wax resist,
and
right.
Some of it is pre-dyed a color, and then I pattern it, and then I over dye it. And then again, since I've been doing a lot of kind of definitely the way to hold things. A lot of just direct dye application as well. So this is very much what I taught in my tonal class. Where I taught them how to make a gradation of colors just using this direct dye method. I have my gradient bundles that I've made. So 2 different samples. And then the rainbow quilt behind me it is a commission from somebody who said, I really want a rainbow quilt. And I'm like, I could make a rainbow. Yeah. And then I have, various items that I've made with the gradients myself. I should step back a little bit. Novel idea. So yeah, just things that I've made with the gradient bundles and kind of finished products. And I've made 2 different boat quilts. This selection is, yes. Oh, I brought both of them. So this one was the first one that I made,
Yeah.
And again, it features all my hand-dyed fabrics. And then this one I made a little while after that. Again, they're all hand-dyed fabrics.
Oh, it's
And
so cool. I
and
love it.
actually, I stole the E from the Biden sign. So one day I was running and I was like, "Hey, that's
That's
my
a good
E right
E.
there," you know. Um, and um, and then I guess my biggest, my proudest achievement is that I used grommets to make it able to hang. And those are the kinds of things I'll add to my store and put out there for folks to purchase.
That's
So
great. Those are
yeah.
so beautiful. Thank you so much for showing us all these beautiful fabrics and inspirational things that we can make with them. So,
Oh,
yeah, I love it. And where can people go if they want to like sign up for an upcoming class, buy fabric, or buy finished product too?
well, if you go to my profile, in my link tree is my store, my workshops that are coming up, my blog that perhaps doesn't get as much attention as it should. I have a newsletter that comes out once every two
I love
weeks,
your newsletter.
and so yeah, you can sign up for all those things via the link tree, and you can go to the store and see what's available in the store right now. And I am having a shop update this Friday, so
Oh,
there'll be some new things going in there. Yeah,
all right, definitely
yeah,
get on it so you can
yeah.
get that Friday shop update. Oh, Malka, this was amazing. Thank you for being a member of Craft Industry Alliance. Thank you
Oh,
for coming
sure.
today and to giving us this little tour and inspiration. I feel like motivated to go make things now. So this was fabulous.
Oh, great, great. All right.
All right, take care,
And
everybody.
you,
Thanks for coming. Bye.
bye.